Hi, my name is Maria and this is my channel, Tea Books Magic, and today I'm here with a very exciting announcement, and that is that I will be joining 4 other booktubers in a read-along for the Memoirs of Lady Trent series. This series is by Marie Brennan and it is a 5-book series. We'll be starting book 1 in February and then reading 1 book a month going from there. So in February we'll be reading book 1, which is A Natural History of Dragons. In March we'll be reading book 2, The Tropic of Serpents. In April we'll be reading book 3, The Voyage of the Basilisk. May will be book 4 in the Labyrinth of Drakes, and June will be book 5 within the Sanctuary of Wings. There is also kind of a companion book sequel to this series, and that is Turning Darkness into Light, and this is essentially like a generational companion piece that follows the granddaughter of the main character of this 5-book original series. And we'll probably be reading that one in July. We're going to kind of see how everyone's feeling at that point, but at the moment the plan is to hopefully get to this one in July as well. Before I give you a quick synopsis of the series, let's go into some of the other kind of details of this read-along. Again, the read-along is going to start in February, and I'm joining 4 other booktubers as a host. The other booktubers are Kristen from Kristen is Fully Booked, Sarah from Bright and Bookish, Kristen from Kristen Craves Books, and Kate from Kate Coy. I'm going to link all of them down below so you can check out their channels and hopefully join us in this read-along if you are feeling interested in it. Sarah from Bright and Bookish very kindly set up a Discord server for all of us to use to discuss these books as we're reading them every month. So I'll link that down below and hopefully you'll join us chatting in there. And then we will also be doing a live show at the beginning of the month following the month that we read the book. So essentially we'll read the first book in February and then the live show will be at the beginning of March, and we do have a set date for that one already. The rest we're going to determine as we go, but for March we do have a set date, and that is Wednesday, March 2nd at 9 p.m. EST. So the 5 of us do kind of cover quite a few different time zones, so this is going to be again 9 p.m. EST, which is 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and 6 p.m. PST. And I think it's something like 3 a.m. for Kristen from Kristen is Fully Booked, who lives in Europe and is GMT, but she very kindly is willing to stay up and make it work. So a little bit hard to schedule. We'll kind of see what we can do for the other live shows from there, but that's the first one. We're really looking forward to it, and hopefully people will join us live and we will have a great discussion. The March live show will take place on Kristen's channel from Kristen is Fully Booked. So a little bit about the book itself. The best way to describe it is that it's kind of like historical fantasy. It's basically an alternate history, kind of Victorian England, where the only real difference between our world and this fantasy world is that dragons exist. And we follow Isabella Trent, who is writing and narrating these memoirs, and she's kind of become known worldwide as this really famous dragon historian. And essentially we follow her memoirs, where she's kind of taking us through from her early childhood into her career path and kind of how she became known as this world famous dragon scientist, and how her passion for dragons came to be, and also how she found a place for her passions and her studies in this kind of very male-dominated society. So it's a society that where really women are supposed to just stay home, raise families, and she never really fit into that mold. And so this is kind of her story of how she still was able to pursue her passions despite all these different obstacles in her path. Every book takes place in a different setting, and we follow kind of different species of dragons, which is really interesting. I did actually read books 1 through 4 at the tail end of last year before I knew that this read-along would be happening, but Kristen from Kristen is Fully Booked very kindly invited me to participate, and I love this series so much that I am very excited to be able to reread them and discuss it with more people and just kind of dive into this world even more. And I'm holding off to read the 5th and final book with everyone else, so I'm kind of very excited about that lead up. I think it'll be so much fun, and I can't wait to share my love of this series that I'm already have so much fondness for. I think this is a great series to read if you love dragons. It has so many cool different dragon species, and it's kind of the closest I've ever come to feeling like I could go out and be a dragon scientist and study them myself. It's really cool how you delve into those details of just their, you know, behavior and their anatomy, and it's just really interesting in that way. I loved, it was kind of everything I wanted it to be in that sense. It's also a great read if you love feminist characters. Isabella is one of my absolute favorite characters of all time now. She just is so strong, and she's so passionate, and also she just gets into the most interesting situations because her passion for dragons leads her to kind of do these reckless things, and she doesn't care. She just wants to study them, and she will do anything to kind of achieve that. She's so much fun to follow along with. And there's also a lot of exploration of different cultures and things like that. So again, if you kind of like exploring different areas of the world and seeing different cultures, I think this series is also great for that. It's just a fun feminist adventure for people who love dragons. I think definitely recommend the series, and I hope you'll join us in reading it or rereading it, as might be the case as it is with me. The last thing that I kind of wanted to touch on is that I've heard a few people say they were intimidated by the series, typically because of the kind of the cover and how scientific it looks. I personally really like the covers, and I never found them intimidating, but the synopsis always kind of to me felt a little bit. Like I wasn't sure if it'd be very Jane Austen and very heavy kind of classic style writing, or if it would just be very kind of dry. And I just want to really quickly say that I didn't find it that way at all. If you've been intimidated by this series and are worrying that it'll be kind of a dense read, it's not. It's a really fun adventure. I just wanted to throw that in there in case anyone felt the same way I did and it was putting it off for that reason. I think I've covered all the details. Again, all the information will be in the info box down below, and if you've got any questions, just let us know. In our hosts, we have a mix of first-time readers, rereaders, physical readers, audiobook readers, so we've got a nice variety going there, and absolutely welcome anyone to join us. Let me know in the comments if you will be joining us. We'd absolutely love to have you, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.